Hello, everyone. Welcome to our April edition of the G100 Oneness and Wisdom monthly event. Today, our topic is very close to my heart, mainly because it addresses two fundamental points that touch all our lives in one way or the other. And this is anywhere we are in the world. And the two topics we are talking about today are fashion and sustainability. Today, it gives me great pleasure to have this conversation in such an incredible podium. My name is Anu Nadimpali. I'm an artist, designer, and the proud owner of a newly released fashion brand called Women Who Inspire, sustainable art apparel. But today I am here on a different note. I am the proud country chair of G100, Oneness and Wisdom, which is one of the 100 illustrious wings of Women's Economic Forum, founded by our dear visionary leader, Dr. Harbin Arora Rai. Jennifer Randive is our global chair and our ever-inspiring leader. Before I introduce you to our amazing international panel we have here, I would like you to consider these two startling facts, three actually, startling facts, which I feel should open all our eyes. Did you know that every year the fashion industry generates approximately 92 million tons of textile waste? Did you know that every season, about 30% of our clothes are never even sold? Let me repeat that. 30% of clothes produced and mass produced by the fashion industry are never even sold. Where do they go? Did you know that every second an equivalent of a garbage truckload of clothes are either burnt or buried somewhere in the world in some landfill? So why is that so important to us living our daily lives? Because we are the ones generating this in some way or the other. What all this tells us is that we are all responsible for the amount of clothes that we generate in our closets and what we want to do about the stuff that we don't even wear or touch for months. Let me now introduce you to our esteemed panel, who will enlighten us with their own insights on how any one of us, let me repeat, any one of us can buy, use, and look fashionable responsibly. And that is why we are here today. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. I think there's more coming in, but shall we start with who wants to start? Shall we start with Tanushri? Tanushri, do you want to unmute yourself? And you need to unmute yourself. Are you
Yeah,
there?
can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Are you good to start?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. I can hear you. Okay.
Just a
So
moment.
tell
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
first of all,
yeah.
please
Just give me a
introduce
moment.
yourself.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Actually, I was sharing this live on my feed, and that is one, that is
Okay.
why a lot of noises were coming onto me. Like, it was repeating twice. Your voice and everything was repeating
Oh,
twice.
okay.
And
Do you need some
thank you
time?
so much
Shall we
for.
start with someone else? Or Okay, go
No, no,
ahead, go
no, I'm
ahead.
absolutely okay. Yeah, I just shared that
Perfect.
to my
Go
feed.
ahead.
So, while I was doing that, you called my name. So, yeah, but I'm okay. I'm okay. And yeah, thank you so much, Anu. And the facts that you stated, are really mind blowing. And in a way, where I see countries like, a lot of countries in Africa, or a lot of countries, a lot of cities, or a lot of states in Africa, or a lot of places in, in India also, for that matter, people don't get to wear clothes. uh, I mean, they don't get food also. To be very honest, there are poor countries even now which exist. People don't get food. People, fight for what they are going to wear. There are these drives which are done during winters where we donate, woolens, we donate quilts, etc. So, one thing that I wanted to ask you also, rather, maybe if you could answer it at a later point of time, is there such a donation drive which happens in the fashion industry also? Because, I am not directly linked to the fashion industry, but, I do work with a lot of fashion labels, as a part of my profession, and, as a marketer. So, the question is a very simple one: how to dress responsibly, and how to, make people dress responsibly. So, the first and foremost answer to this is sustainability, eco-friendliness, so that when we are dumping clothes like a garbage, or a truck load of garbage of clothes, or a pile of clothes that we are dumping, yeah, it goes back to the soil and it biodegrades. There is nothing that is residual or left for the environment, to suffer. Or, like we do a lot of dumping in the oceans also, if you have heard about, plastics, etc., that are found inside the tummies of the fishes. So that kind of a thing is also there in place these days. And so degradation is a very important aspect. So if fashion labels that I work with have this feature very much, highlighted, where every fashion label comes up with this unique USP of sustainability. They are all offering eco-friendliness at this moment, and I think that is a great USP for a fashion label, to be close to earth. So for example, I used to work with a fashion label called Mati, and they are a big name in the industry. And I know, from what they do, they are a very eco-friendly brand, and their clothes are very subtle. They are very much uh, earthen colors that they use, so they are really, really close to, our soil, our roots, our mati. So that is the concept. And again, for me, even now I try to get fit into my class 8 9 clothes, so that ways maybe I am buying a little lesser, and I'm trying to recreate, the things that I already have. So there are people who ask me that, was this the entire look that you bought? And I say, no, I mix and match. So I bought something like a t-shirt and I wear it with a skirt, or I bought, I'm wearing this class 8 ka koi, I'm wearing this t-shirt, and with that I'll happily wear something else. And even now, people would not get from, the way, I mean, maybe it's a little more tighter now, but then, yeah, people don't understand generally that it is a very old thing. This entire, this entire branding of clothes, or of a person, where they are appearing on their social feeds, once they have burned something, and then the next time they don't want to be seen in that. So this was something which was very used to the celebrity, circle, but now this is something which has come into being with normal people like us as well, where if we are wearing something in one party, we don't want to wear it in the other. But I think with this particular live that we are doing today, the message should be very strongly delivered to people, that it's okay if you are wearing something, you are repeating something. That's one thing that I would like to definitely say. So I do it. So I happily do it, and I love doing it, and it gives me good vibes also when I'm like, Ritu would agree with me because she is a yoga expert, and like fitting into a class 8, class 9 t-shirt, that's a great achievement for me in a way. So
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely it is. I wish I could
yeah.
fit into my class 8. But you
But then
have
you can
raised
always
this amazing
recycle.
point.
You can
You
always
have
recycle. If you have
raised
daughters, sisters,
recycle,
you can
and
teach it to
see,
them.
you have raised so many amazing points that let me just
Yeah.
bring them out so people don't miss them. You know. So what you just said, I mean, you said it as an in jest that you still fit into the class 8. What you're saying is that it's okay. It's okay to wear again. Wear that. Because we don't need to be so paranoid and so caught up in the latest fashion. That is what you're saying. We don't have to do that. Because in the end, what we are doing when we are actually literally following, chasing fashion, chasing the latest fashions, is we are destroying our own future. You see. So yes, absolutely. Wearing that. And what you're also saying is that it's okay to wear something again and again if it's not worn out. What is so wrong with wearing something if it's not worn out? It's not worn out and gone. So those are the two amazing points I took from you. So let's carry on further. We've got other amazing panels here, panelists here. So who wants to go next? Ritu, you wanted, she called you in, so you want to do that, please, and introduce yourself and carry on. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. Hello, my audience, lovely audience. So today I would like to thank Anu that she has invited me as a panelist, and the topic is very close to my heart. Okay, so I would love to introduce me as a wife of Chief Sustainability Officer and a yoga therapist and a proud member of this G100 and G100 Oneness and Wisdom group. And I always live with mindful choices. That is my, you can say, mantra of life. Be mindful in every way. Fine. And today, our topic also has the same message to everyone: to buy, use, look fashionable responsibly. And as Tanushree said, we should not go for piling of clothes, and because these clothes are ultimately go to soil and harming environment. Fine, and we should go for this thing eco-friendly brands like Marty. Fine, she highlighted her brand. So yeah, I always support these kind of brands. Like I'm wearing khadi, so I always feel good and close to the earth, okay, close to our roots when I wear all these kind of sustainable clothing. And yeah, and I always try to get fit. Why I am into yoga and I never feel to leave yoga, because I always feel when I'll be fit, then two mottos will be resolved with me. One, to save money. Fine. And in this way we can share, we means me, my twin daughters can share our clothes, okay, and we can save money also, and we can save extra production of clothes also. Fine. Are you agree, Anu?
Yes,
Anu, can you hear me?
absolutely.
Yes. So I want
Absolutely,
you to
absolutely. We all heard you very clearly. And that is so true. You can share each other's clothing. And that's the thing, that how about making that our latest fashion, right? I mean,
yeah.
everybody wants to go chasing behind something that's not there. How about we start our own, latest fashion in that way, make it fashionable to dress responsibly.
Hmm.
So that is so true. Wonderful points. And staying fit, absolutely. Ritu, I couldn't agree more. I wish I could start I'm going to look into your yoga program next.
All also
Okay.
promotes sustainable health and development goals, because I always keep listening from my husband when he is into meetings, sustainable development goals, this and that, and why I just jumped into this panel discussion, because I wanted to share my things also, how I promote sustainable health. And some point, like I know SDG goals, 17 SDG goals, and one of the SDG goal uh, is to save the climate change, to promote uh, the kind of living we are living. No, we should go for, you should just think about the SDG goals that we have to achieve. Okay, so yeah, here I will just tell you something more about sustainable development goals. These are the universal call to action to protect the planet and ensure that the people enjoy peace and prosperity. These are the aim of these goals. And the 17 goals are there in total, okay, covering a wide range of issues, including poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equality, clean water, and sustainable cities, and climate change also. And being responsible to contribute to achieve these SDG goals is our first priority. Am I right? Yes?
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's continue listening to our other panels also, because I'm sure uh, they have some amazing insights to provide. Who wants to go next? I think Prachi's been waiting patiently. So, no? I love your attitude, Prachi. So go ahead, please.
Thank you, Sister Anu. First of all, let me a typical thing, Namaskara from Bengaluru. So, I, Dr. Prachi, I'm a Karnataka State Chair with G100 Oneness and Wisdom. And I'm too grateful to Sister Harbin Arora, Jennifer, and Anu for, including me in your panel discussion or in your events every time. I'm really grateful for that. So, talking about sustainability, I think, I would definitely agree with Tanu and Ritu and Anu you as well. But I think, where we are lagging is about awareness. Individually, we might be following, right? But I think the bigger gap is about awareness. How many of us know that fashion industry is the second largest industry which creates pollution? 20% of the world pollution comes from, after oil industry, comes from the fashion industry, right?
Yes.
How many of us are aware about, that there is something called as sustainable fashion? Though UNSDG goal Ritu was mentioning about, the 12th goal talks about, sustainable production and consumption. And the movement fashion industry, because maybe because I belong to academic era, and we write lot of case study and we discuss a lot of case study. And to some extent I have been working in my organization towards SDG. So the biggest thing what I felt was, everybody keeps talking about it, but there's no structured awareness program. The moment we start creating awareness about it, I think people would be more sensible. So such events like this, what we are talking today, makes a difference. Definitely makes a difference. Like when the first thing, like when we speak about sustainability. So the moment you talk about sustainability, if you talk from the industry point of view, it's a rise in cost. It's a rise in cost and it's a dip in revenue. And that is the only reason like majority of the industries are running away from sustainability. So I think, like it is not only the industry, it's the entire world. We need to work together. Like, whether you talk about packaging, you talk about distribution, you talk about, buying of purchasing of raw material, or you talk about storing, right? I think sustainability has to be a part of each and every activity. So the moment I think we start doing, people would be more aware. And the moment people are aware about it, and I'm so proud to say that because I deal with Gen Z all the time, they are very concerned about the environment. It is not that like they might be selfish, they might be careless, but definitely they take responsibility for the environment. So I think, like somewhere we need to get it in the curriculum, somewhere we need to do a lot of events where people understand what it is all about. Because today's younger generation is going to work for this UNSDG goal towards 2030. So that's from my side. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Prachi, I love the fact that you bring this perspective of the young generation and the students in the academia. How we can transform this lack of awareness, and how we can bring that, bloom, into the academia. And thank you so much. And you are a regular, and I want you to be one, because you have so much to give. You have so much to offer. So thank you so much for coming. And I know you came in right at the last moment. So, and I was very glad that you jumped in. So one thing you raised, that is alarming, and it is very true, is the awareness. You're right. That the funny thing is that I have been in this. I entered this through art, through art and design, and I got in through design, through a different type of design, interior design and architectural design. But I was always in the sustainability realm, and now I'm in the fashion. I got jumped into this fashion thing, and even that shocked me. The fact that these three quotes that I brought out in the beginning of the program, that shocked me too. You see, when talking about awareness, even though we are in the realm of that, we are in the zone, a lot of people don't realize the extent of it, because we all use it, we all are fashionable in various degrees. We all wear dresses, and that's fashion, and even if you're the least to the most level. But even that, even if we want to be responsible, we are all responsible. But do we it is an awareness factor even for us. And that when we start realizing the extent of it, and I was shocked to such an extent, I just took the plunge right in, and I said, no, this has to be the something that is the number one priority. And it is time that we all did that, from different angles. And that's why I like to have this kind of panels, because we are coming from health and wellness and education and art and so many other uh, realms. And that is most important, because we all wear clothes. We all
And
are
I need your
fashionable.
permission to add one thing, like how
Please
a
do.
very
You need
simple way
permission,
how
just
do we create
add.
an awareness. Like I always, whenever we have these discussion about SDG at my organization, I always give them three things. Please carry your own bag when you're going for shopping. That's one. Two, if you're buying a shoe, shoe, sandal, or something, you're buying a footwear, what will you do with the box at home? You'll throw it. So rather return it back to the shopkeeper, because they can recycle it and they can reuse it. Third thing, when they are going for clothings, because the cloth, ready-made cloth what we purchase, majority of the time will have so many pins and so many plastic things, and it will be packed in the plastic, and then there will be again a cardboard sheet. So I always ask them, what do you do with that? We throw it. Return it back to the shopkeeper, because recycle is one way of sustainability. So if we recycle it, they reuse it, and we can save the environment. I think and definitely it helps in cost cutting as well. So that's a small way, like very very small way we can create awareness.
Absolutely. And just imagine that very small way everyone does it. We are in India itself, we are 1 billion plus, okay? Only in India. And so we are 8 billion population in the world. Just one thing, if one of us pick just that small thing, every one of us. So there is no small or big here. It's our responsibility. Okay, next we have Farhana. Please go ahead. I love your elegant furniture behind you. So you're looking very fashionable and wonderful. So please go ahead.
Thank you, Anu. Yes, I am fashionable and I love fashion and always be fashionable till my death. That's my motto. Yeah, I am Farhana. I am from Assam and uh, I am very much happy and feel privileged to be a part of this prestigious G100 group. Well, I am from a little town means I am far from the mainstream India, and I am belonging. It's a semi-rural area, so our perspective is little bit different in every aspect, because we are not going too fast according to the speed of the world. So something is coming little late here. It's like the awareness, as you people are talking about many things of regarding fashion industry. Those things are very much unfamiliar with our this place, and even with me also, because um, we people, I belong to a place, Lakhimpur, which is popular for the silkworm, the golden silkworm. So it's a very exotic, and it's expensive also. So I want to promote this to from here to the this platform in it. So I think today I feel happy, and actually also lucky that to say that I am from the place where still girls are weaving, means weaving clothes at home, and making mekla chadras and saris and all, which is it's going to be extinct from this world because of this environmental disasters, like using pesticides in the tea garden, which affect the worm cultivation. So I think it's we are facing challenging like that thing, which are unaware to the world, rest of the world. So I think it's a good and best platform for me to create awareness and get some information from you people and suggestions, so that I can distribute to the this farmers to how to cope up with this pollutions, and to sustain in the challenging world. I want to actually this is I think it's a first meeting regarding this fashions and all. In other and in coming days, I want to show you the various clothes from here, so that you please make me a connection, so that I can give it to distribute to it, means to to send or reflect it to other platform. Or I think fashion platform is the best, as Anu, you had done a good uh, a walk, what is it called, fashion walk, so with
Uh,
your clothes
it's
and
a
all. So
fashion show, yeah, catwalk.
yeah, I
I didn't do
I
it. I'm the
I
designer, but yes, you're
yeah,
right.
I
Thank
am interested, and to to want to the means I want to show this fashion walk with mekla chadar to the rest of the any good fashion competition, so that to prove that Assamese girls are still doing very good in fashion industries.
they're amazing, not good. And I just had an idea. That's a fantastic thing what you just said, Farhana. 2 points. One of the point, I'm just going to continue what you just said. Let's do a G100 fashion show. All of us
Yes,
gorgeously.
Yay.
Good.
it's good.
I have a lot of mekla chadors. I wear them.
Yeah,
So
So
let's, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that.
being from the eastern side of the country, like from West Bengal,
Exactly.
so mekla chador is the second best thing that I can wear after a sari.
I know.
So I do love it, and it has a unique
There
way
you
of
go.
wearing.
See,
It's like
we're already
two
planning.
piece of clothes, two one. So it be good,
The,
and if we
and
all
and
women from the 100 wear mekla chador in a ramp, so it will be a
yeah, let's do that. Absolutely. And so, the second point I wanted to make was, see, Farhana, you're from Assam. And Assam has this silk you were talking about,
Yes, yes. Golden silk.
and Assam
Is
and
it?
Manipur, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah, it's
No,
called
no,
a
not
cruelty
Manipur.
free.
Pardon?
Are you guys there? Okay, are you here? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to talk about this thing called the cruelty-free silk or the ahimsa silk that started that's in Assam and other states also. But yeah, and it actually originated there and in uh, that area. And what it is where the silkworms are not killed off. Like how generally when you produce silk, the silkworms are basically they don't have much of a lifespan, about 45 days. But basically, what they do is they take the batch and then they just boil them. So that's what usual silk production happens. But this silk, it's called ahimsa silk. Please go ahead and research it further. And my brand is looking to expand on that and create scarves and create sustainable apparel with that. And just to add a little bit, I want to add, now that all of us have spoken, I just want to add one more thing. I want to put this into our soup, and that is another way of creating responsible fashion is what we are doing again with my company, and that is recycled. And when you say recycled, it's actually, I'm going to say upcycle. So what you're seeing here, this is a vest, but that was created with textile waste. And that was the third point I think I made. There's a lot of textile waste that goes on, where what happens is, you cut the material, right, for your dress, but what happens to those other pieces? You know,
True.
you throw them off in the garbage, right? So all that, what you do is you collect them and you know, make them into the next dress. You see? So there are, as long as there's us, okay, there's creativity. We all are amazing, creative people. It's just that little dose we need, saying that, why are you throwing this? Why can't you do that with it? So I have this thing called an atelier that we have it started from my house, actually, from my home, my mom. And literally what she does is that she just joins up all those all those extra materials, and it just started with something that she's started at home. And then we make bags with it, or we make vests with it, we make whatever. The moment you start thinking in that way, then what happens is there is no limit, because you will automatically see something and say, oh, wait, there's this piece. I can attach it to this, blah, blah, blah. I can make something else with it. I can make this with it. So it's upcycling. So that mentality, that attitude, it starts with that. So don't you agree? I mean, in the end, it's education, but in the end, it starts with that attitude, saying that let's do something with this. Why are we wasting it? Why are we creating that truckload of garbage?
Actually, I want to add here something, Anu. Absolutely, I agree to this. And, for the last few years, I have been seeing that people who are not able to wear saris very frequently, they are, converting these saris into, dresses and
Yeah.
full-time garments that they are wearing. Not only that, Kanjivaram sarees, which are so expensive, these sarees are getting changed into, curtains in the houses, so that you get an elegant look in the house, or, for that matter, even cushion covers And I have seen boutique owners, people who are from this industry, who are creating these dresses. The additional leftovers, like you mentioned, they are creating jewelry with it. So that has also been seen. And I wanted to quote a very famous celebrity today. Her name is Urfi Javed. I think all of you have heard
Yes.
about her. And she is very famous for her bizarre dressing. And people are always complaining that she appears nude. And but it's ultimately the choice of the person, how comfortable that person is in the dress. And she makes dresses out of anything and everything, like even a mosquito coil for that matter. And then scanty is good, right? At least she is saving. So imagine that concept. So I
Yeah.
really find her very sustainable, and her dressing sense, I really look forward to it. I wouldn't say that I admire, but it looks good on her, to be very
Yeah.
honest. She can carry it well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so, these are some things which have come up. And as Dr. Prachi very well highlighted, that we should make people aware. And I really wanted to thank you, Anu, and G100 for this great initiative. This is a very out of the box topic that we are discussing today. And we never think, twice. We women just we go on a shopping spree and then we are done. We
Yeah.
just love shopping, but we don't think like this, that how much of this is actually wasting. So thank you
Yeah.
so much.
I want
No,
to
thank
add
you,
some.
guys.
Yeah.
I just
Thank you
want to
for coming and making enriching this place. All of you. Please, Ritu, go ahead.
So I want to address youngsters, okay, from this platform. As I had one good quality or you can skill when I was a child, that sewing skill. Okay, I used to sew like my torn clothes, like when I had one little hole in my any like clothing. Okay, so I used to stitch that. And I used to myself ask mom, Mama, I want to learn all these things because I don't want myself to be dependent on anyone for that. Okay, any small chair in our clothes we always throw. Okay, like now young generation, what they do, they don't want to just reuse this thing. Okay, so I want to address moms also, like young moms also, to teach their children a sewing skill, okay, so that they will reuse the clothes, they will not throw these clothes in the dustbin. And one more thing Anu has highlighted, that we should not throw away the pieces, and we should collect the pieces from the tailors. Okay, we should tell them to give us the pieces. And this we used to do, like me and my mother-in-law, when I was like you can say 26, 20 years back. So we means me and mother-in-law used to go to tailors. Okay, it was her habit to ask for the clothes because she is little small, okay, in her height, and she used to say me कि बहुत सारा कपड़ा बचा होगा चलो चलते हैं, है ना. So yeah, it's real. And what we could do, what we used to do with the leftover clothes, we used to make her extra kurta. Me, okay, I knew the stitching. Okay, I used to make some nice kurta for her, and with the leftover pieces also, we used to make
Mm.
the roti covers.
See
Roti
that?
covers. So
Yeah.
this in this way we used to use the leftover pieces and all these skills. When what I learned in my childhood, I used to use those skills. And I remember I stitched the entire house, the curtains. Okay, I remember when I just got married, and I loved the way I just decorated my design, my curtains, and decorated the house beautifully. Everyone appreciated this thing. So now young generation should have this skill to reduce the wastage and save money also. Yeah. Thank you.
It's That is so true. I love that story, Ritu. That is so true. When we all grew up like this, didn't we? I mean, like we all grew up with, you know,
I never wasted a single summer vacation. I used to learn everything. I had a passion of love of learning art and jewelry designing, interior designing. Okay, this is sewing, embroidery, and I used to participate in every competition in my childhood, till my young age, like till my graduation also. And now also I am like this only.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, any more insights that you would like to, anybody else wants to, provide? Basically, so the reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted people watching and listening to get tips, saying that I can do that. That's simple enough. I can do that. Things like that. So actually, I'm just, if I looked a little distracted, I was getting messages from two more people. They were, one is not able to come. They're not able to come. But so it's just us, obviously. And we are 40 minutes in and we are doing very well. So, so that's why I'm saying anything else. So I'll just give you another tip. So, one more thing we are trying out is again wearing one dress in different ways. Okay, so I have a wrap skirt. Okay, it's like a wrap skirt. It's like a just and it's got some big belts and skirt. Guess what? You can wear it as a frock. You can wear it
Yes.
as a scarf. So what happens is now it's nice and colorful, obviously, because I'm all about color. So what happens is you mix and match, and so now all of a sudden you're wearing the same item. You've got one item, you can go to three, four places with it. And
True.
so, and it's not that it's not about what it is, it's about what's in our heads. What we can come up with. Am I right or what? I mean, it's really, if you can be a little bit creative, and that's what we mean. What happens is we're a little bit, we don't need to be, these incredible designers and $1 million shops and all that. We are what we are. And just by being ourselves, you take a white um, skirt or whatever, or top or whatever, you can put something colorful on it, and all of a sudden it becomes something else. Instead of saying, "Oh no, I need something else," and and we women get carried away. So those kinds of tips I am looking for. I'm always, whenever we start such a program, I'm always here to learn. And so these are the items, these are the golden nuggets. That's what I call them.
Should I
These
share
are the
something?
golden nuggets.
What I
Yes.
learned, what I learned from a young, you can say teenagers, okay, what they do when they go for some, you can say party or somewhere, they use my scarf, okay, formal scarf, okay, as a, you can say top, this thing, some kind of a trend is there, no? Handkerchief kind of a, this triangle top is there.
Yeah.
They just fold it and then they wear and tie from the back, and it becomes a nice trend. And one of my daughters always do something creative with her old skirts, with her old tops. She cuts in a design and tell me like,
Yeah.
"Mama, see a surprise for you. I have created this design." So I'm learning a new trend from them. They are doing this, and when the cut piece from skirt is left over, no, she puts it here. She ties like
Yeah.
this, so she make a bow. She makes a bow with that. So see, something new I'm learning from my daughters also. Yeah.
Exactly. So that is what I'm talking about, and we have them hanging around in our house. Okay, who doesn't? I mean, we've got so much junk in our house. There's no place only, right? Don't we all? And all we have to do is just pick one and pick the other and say, "Huh, how does this go together?" And and thank you, Farhana. So sweet of you to mention the catwalk and the fashion show that I just recently I designed. We had 10 professionals doing this, and the reason I brought it up is because I was shocked. Okay, these were my items, and I was shocked by the way they amazingly in they wore it in such an amazingly creative way. I mean, there was one person who did a headscarf and a nice blouse like what you did, and a scarf. So there were
Oh,
three
this
of them. I
picture
said,
is
"Wow,
I
nice!" Mind blowing.
amazing.
I was so happy to see that program. Actually, I also feel that, oh, I missed just I could also work there with you.
Oh, even I want to
Thank
be
you.
a part of that.
Let's do
Definitely.
one. Absolutely. And I love the way one of the comments just disappeared, but it says creativity infuses. Um, uh, Thank you, Jennifer. Creativity infuses different ways of using garments. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. She's our global chair and always inspiring. So, any more
Anu,
comments and
I had a
suggestions,
question
please?
for you.
Yes, go ahead, please,
I,
Tanushree.
yeah, I think Prachi wanted to add for a long time. Let her, and I'll go next. Yeah, Prachi, please.
अरे पहले
Thank
आप
you,
पहले
Tanu.
forget it. Go for it.
Okay. No, I was just trying to add to it, like, my husband's old Lucknowi kurta. I got it converted into a fancy blouse. And
Wow.
my mom, when she was in 12, the plain nighties, the below part of the nightie I converted into a petticoat, which I could wear below the, the saris. And the leggings, what we wear. So when the legging is like kind of worn off. So when you wear these white pants, somehow I because I'm into a teaching profession, there I have to wear something down. So what I do, I
Right.
cut them into half and then I do. And the remaining part, what I cut, I don't waste it.
Mm.
Wow.
So
Because I think
do
like because my mother is into stitching and all other things, so I think that has been put into my
yeah.
head that more than the main cloth, you have to concentrate on the left out cloth.
Yeah,
Yes. So
right.
that's the thing, seriously, I mean, that is a serious problem, I would
And as a
say, that we
kid,
have.
my mother used to, like get our dresses stitched. She used to get the left out cloth and she used to make these ruffles and the nice rubber hairbands for us.
True.
So
Excellent.
you just need a little creativity, and there's
Yeah.
more of sustainability.
Right.
True.
So true. I mean, so like my mom she makes crunchies, because there'll be just such a tiny little cloth, right, left. So you make scrunchies with it. Hey, come on, who doesn't want to wear a
Yeah, me
gorgeous
too.
looking scrunchie? And you look at it, and people are going to say, "Wow, what is this?" Right? And then don't forget to mention it to them that this came from a textile waste. Okay, this came, you know where this came from? This is the leftover. And
Yeah,
so the point I'm making here is education. That should be part and parcel of what we are doing. We are all here in this panel because we are already doing a lot of things, but now it's time to impart that, to spread that around, to spread that knowledge and spread that insight around, and just say that, okay, here there's this little piece that got left over from the kurta that I made into a blouse. Guess what? I made it into a beautiful scarf, or which I'm using as a fashion, as a set. You see, so that is what I want to stress on. The fact that, okay, we are doing it. That's perfect. But it's time to now start telling others, and because in the end, we don't want people to say, "Oh, but I don't know what to do." I mean, well, here, watch this program, everyone.
And
You
one
will
more thing,
never
Anu,
say,
I
"I don't
want
know
to
what
add,
to do."
it is not individual; it is also the industry responsibility. Replacement of thermocols with a dried
Yes,
honeycomb, manufacturing yoga mat instead of rubber with mushrooms,
yes,
or it could be
exactly.
using a dry leaf for packaging of a lot of materials. I think that's a remarkable change which has already started. So
It
thanks
is.
to UNSDG, somewhere like
Yes,
people started to realize, and there has been a lot of revolution about it. So, and
true.
especially country like India, where people
Yes,
like are so reluctant about the cost, they are getting into sustainability, or they are getting into sustainable fashion because of this. See, India was never a
yeah,
place for rent or lease or swap clothes. It has started.
it has
So I
started.
think that's one of the amazing example that people have understood that that there has to be sustainability in the fashion industry.
Right.
So,
You raised another very important point, that is packaging. Yes, absolutely right. The plastic in packaging, all our packaging is basically that. I mean, cloth. I mean, just, use cloth. Or even if it's that plastic, you use like there's plastic made of jute or bamboo or banana fiber or whatever, like that. So, and again, another very important point I want to make before we close, and I talk about our amazing platform here, is the materials. So this is upcycled material. This is glossy as anything because it's already made. But what about the newer ones that we are making? So there is cotton uses a lot more water. So learn about it. I mean, just read up a little bit. I mean, Google has everything, okay? I mean, like, uh, there's information everywhere about this kind of stuff. So just read up. Hey, I'm using this thing. Is it sustainable? Simple question. Is silk sustainable? Yes. So is cotton sustainable? So it's a natural fiber, but it uses a lot more water than other materials. So those kinds of things. It's not that we should stop using cotton. I think India will come to a standstill if we stop using cotton. But the point is not that. The point is how to use it wisely. You see? So those
Anu,
kinds of
actually,
material.
I wanted to ask you something here. It is related to this only. So, since you were saying that this is something that as you are part of that industry now, where you probably will manufacture your clothes in bulk for these fashion houses, and we really wish that you grow. But at the same time, I just wanted to understand that whether these
Oh,
fashion
can I
houses,
interrupt a second?
yeah,
Can I interrupt a second? I'm really sorry. I don't like to do this, but you use the word bulk. I just want to catch up on that. I don't do bulk. I do on demand. So that's a huge
oh,
bulk production is a huge problem with sustainability.
yeah,
So what we are about is on demand. We make. But please carry on. I know what you
yeah,
meant,
yeah. So what
but I didn't mean
I
to.
meant it in a different way for other brands as well. So,
Yes, I understand. Completely understand.
yeah. So now, since you were mentioning about garbage, and you were mentioning that there's a pile of textile waste that is accumulating. So I wanted to understand this, as a platform also, as a whole, like all of us who are influential, our voices have a say. We all can kind of plan a donation drive. At the same time, we can see what I'm trying to say is here, like you mentioned scrunchies. So there are many NGOs that make scrunchies. They make scrunchies, and they are looking for this kind of a waste to be handed over to them, right?
Yes.
Similarly, there are so many clothes that we wear and then they get worn out, and we have to recycle them. So what's better than donating them to the poor, the needy, right? So I would definitely want to know whether this is happening in your case, like fashion houses. And the other thing is that if we can do something on these lines, and we can initiate a donation drive where we can donate things for the needy.
Yes, and you raised this point in the beginning also. I'm really sorry that I didn't catch up on it, but that's the
That's
fantastic
absolutely okay.
thing what you just did, what you just said. And yes, absolutely. And like I'm going to just read what you said, how you can contribute individually. So it's all, I mean, you're absolutely right, but it all depends on our own individual um, drive also. Like, how about you starting it yourself, and saying that, or asking the question, because we are in this amazing podium right now, and I think this is a great segue to talk about this podium called G100. And what I would suggest right away, Tanushri, to answer that question, is just put that question out there. We have an incredibly large following here. We are more than 500,000 members in here, and that what I'm talking about is the Women's Economic Forum, and G100 is one of them. Yeah, and so please go ahead, and um, it's all about us, taking the initiative and saying, I want to do this, I need help, please. Anyone else going ahead, anyone else would like to join? It's really as simple as that, but it's really as powerful as that also. So I would say, please go ahead and put that question up in all of our groups. Okay, don't
Yes,
stop.
Anu, definitely. No, I will definitely do that. And, this was actually, in a way, suggesting you also, to, because you are part of this, industry now, in a way, and you will be, tying up with more, I'm sure, fashion houses in the future. So if you can, suggest these things, there are multiple NGOs in India who would look forward to benefit from such an association. So it's just an idea, and I thought of
Absolutely.
spreading it here. And we individually
Absolutely.
are all of us doing.
And I want to actually, again, I'm just rushing a little bit, but I want to take it a little bit further also, where I want my customers also to, so, okay, so there's this thing called, it's that whole um, circular economy, right? Or whatever you want to call it. It's the whole circle, right? You buy something, you create something, and then somebody buys it, and then uses it, and then throws it out or whatever, or where does that go? And then once it goes into that waste, then it becomes upcycled, let's say, in an ideal situation, and then it comes back into the cycle of creation, and buying, and once you upcycle it. So, but what happens to those that are returned? You see, that are, like, that are rejected, that are returned, that are, unsold. So what happens to all that? So what you do is that those are the ones. Again, this is just about being creative. What you said, Tanushri, what happens to them, right? So you can start, you can collect them all and say, okay, here, I'm going to do foundation or whatever, charity or something. Or you can have an agreement directly with the retailer or the distributor, or the B2B customer, and say that, look, here's in the contract already that whatever returns you get are automatically going to go into this recognized charity or foundation or whatever. So what happens is, then we just directed it to the right place. So that is what we want to do in our company, and or should I say, that's what we are working towards. And so it's all about the full circle, right? How to take it through the full circle. So yes, because there's always those, because what happens with us is we get very picky, right? We say, oh, I bought this dress, but now I don't like it, I want to return, right? That's normal. But what happens to that piece? And if a billion people do that, what happens to those billion pieces? So that kind of thing. So you catch it right there by directing it automatically to this, whatever it is, whether it's automatically going into an organization where they upcycle it, or it's automatically going to a place where people can wear it. There's a lot of need in this world, as we all know. So those kinds of things are, become very important, taking it through the entire end to end process. So we've made some amazing points here, and thank you so much to every one of you. I am always honored and blessed to have you all. To have this every month. We try every month. Uh, Recycle and upcycle is the way forward. Yes. So yes, absolutely. And I want to say something about G100. But more than me saying it, can I bother all of you to just couple of words about G100, what it meant to you. Please jump in. Then we'll close after this. Tell me, you guys have been here, for a while now. So just give us your insights so we can ask others to join. Please, Prachi.
Gaining more wisdom.
Excellent. I love that. Ritu, oh, you gotta unmute.
To express the important points and to the young generation, it's a very good platform to express our views. Yeah. Am I audible?
1 minute. Okay, I think. Sorry about that. I think I got blanked out a second. Sorry, could you please repeat? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
So G100 and Oneness and Wisdom is a beautiful platform to express our views, okay, and address the moral values and guidelines to young generation. Yeah.
Excellent. That's wonderful. Farhana.
Uh, Celebrating sisterhood across the world,
Uh,
Wow.
yes, yes,
because
yes,
of
exactly.
300 we are connected now. Otherwise,
Yes, I love
how can we get you?
exactly. So true, so true. Tanushree.
Yeah. So basically, G100 is one platform where we have seen very very equal in vision, very progressive women, women leaders actually, who have come across. And, it's a great platform for us to sit at home also, to go out in the ground, do some wonderful work together and discuss on various topics. And there are so many branches to it. So, it's a wonderful platform that ways. Thank you so much for having
That's
us here.
That's wonderful and so true. Each one of you, you spoke to my heart. That's so true. And I will close by saying G100 to me is it's been the inspiration for my own company and life and whatever I've been doing. And that is women who inspire. So you'll find women who inspire here. So whoever and but then again there's even men. There's the We have been fortunate to start welcoming the denim club partners also here with men, and who have really enriched this place. Our family circle, I like to call this our family circle, and where can where you are guaranteed to inspire and be inspired. Thank you so much to all of you, and to everyone who has been listening and watching and providing your insights. And until next time. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.